Rolexes got more than one. My AP costs 31. It's 41. Stick him up with a stick.
Okay. Every single line on this album was a stroke of genius to paint such a vivid picture of his life and his experiences.
Think I'm a homeboy. You won't have a house to fucking live in because you told me you don't listen. There's a difference in mistakes and a decision, David. The first time was the worst.
Kendrick, you have 24 hours to respond. Just saying. Yo, what's good, beautiful people? It's your boy Emmanuel, aka palmwinepapi. Welcome back again to the channel. If you are new here, I do a bunch of Afropop, Afrobeats reviews, so definitely hit the subscribe button. Okay, today's video is very special. Okay, Dave, an amazing artist that honestly is one of the most compelling lyricists of his generation. As thought-provoking and as conscious his music is, he still managed to pull out amazing commercial success such as Location with Oluwa Burna, man. Dave has such a wide range of sounds that he can tackle, obviously from his background, the very strong grime influence, and also those really keys driven solemn hip-hop records that make you that only build an atmosphere, and he's just there to tell a story or to have such compelling words over it. You can expect some R&B blend with his hip-hop as well, and then you can have this one-off moments where he dives into some Afro influence, maybe like an Afro swing, Afro bashment type wave. But before we get right into today's video, let's talk about today's sponsors, Lemonade Finance. As a Nigerian living in Canada, I've been in search and all over the place for a reliable and consistent way to send money and receive money as well. And I honestly believe I found my home with Lemonade Finance. Lemonade Finance is a cross-border payment platform tailor-made for Africans, not just in Africa, but everywhere, home or abroad. And one thing I love about them, all transactions are free. The recipient receives the money within minutes. It's very quick, and the rates are honestly very competitive. I scout around to see how competitive their rates are, and trust me, they are. It has a very silky smooth user interface on the app. You can buy airtime and pay bills. You can convert between currencies, and of course they didn't come empty-handed. With the promo code PWP, Lemonade Finance gives you 10% cash back on your first transaction. So with that being said, definitely check out Lemonade Finance. Feel free to send it to your loved ones, home or abroad. And let's get right back into today's video, okay? Without any further ado, first track, We Are All Alone.
I remember when I used to be innocent. Ain't shit changed, I'm a young black belligerent. Round here we keep bad company, couldn't people pay dividends? What's the point of being rich when your family?
We keep bad company because then people pay dividends. Hey, it's already starting it heavy, man. It's starting it heavy. Let's go.
It's like I had dreams of doing architecture. Was sitting through a hard lecture. How the fuck I end up being Harvey Specter? Young black art collector, I could take the pressure. Had scales, now suits that can't make to measure. I drew the thin line between
hey, if you caught that, nah. This guy is freaking brilliant, man. He said something Harvey Specter. If you guys have seen the show Suits, Harvey Specter is one of the main characters. He said had skills. What did he say there? He said had skills, something the suits come to measure. And I was like, bruh, like this man.
Had skills, now suits that can't make to measure.
Suits that can't make to measure. Hey, the beat is doing something.
It's a life lying in your chest. I got 99 marks and wasn't trying on my test. I'm blessed. Why? Because the pastor is.
That line, I got 99 marks and I wasn't trying on my test. That's crazy because he was just talking about how he doesn't like being backstabbed, where he rather prefers cuts in his face or in his front. And he not said he came back and said he has 99 marks, but it's not a test. This guy is just too much, man.
Alimony, the number, the acrimony, the flights, the Santorini, the cars, the Lamborghini, the cheese, the cheddar, the mozzarella, the fettuccine.
This flow is nasty, bro.
I just want my flowers while I'm here so I can put them at the front of the grave that I've been digging myself.
Oh.
I grew up in a 2-bed flat with 7 people living with me. You don't know what I do. We're from Nigeria, Benin City, Sin City. Don't know what it's like to take a trip for yourself.
It's in the blood.
He's killing us. The government's killing us.
It's
If
in
they
the
ain't
blood.
killing us, then we're killing ourselves. Tell my fans we're all alone in this together. You can trust me. All the shit that you've been feeling, you're feeling with me. You took the wrong turns in different streets. We all cry the same tears on different cheeks. I got a message from a kid on Monday morning, said he's grateful I responded. He's feeling at peace with himself. When he messaged me and told me that I saved his life. In 23 years I've done so much wrong, but in that moment I just felt like I had made it right.
Hey, check out any artist that comes out with a classic for their debut. Nas, Wizkid, Fireboy, all had to follow up amazing albums that almost couldn't be followed up. Like, and that was my fear going into this particular one. But with that intro, there's so many ways to look at this record. From a storytelling standpoint, it's so compelling. It's so rich and shows his evolution as an artist. Obviously, not even as an artist, as a human being, telling his story as a young black kid of immigrant parents, and then having bad company around him, and then slowly evolving into this mega successful artist, and all the vices he has had. And talking about Lamborghinis, so the woman as well. Look, man, telling all these stories and compelling messages. On this particular song too, he obviously touches on a very sensitive spot, such as suicide. And I think that's the overall message of this so far. I think that's what he's tying this to. Is to say, like, we are all alone in this together. The same cries. We cry the same cries, but on different cheeks. That line too was just... Man, speaking intimately to his fans. This kind of music creates a very, very, very one-to-one connection with your fans, and it was telling about how he saved a fan from killing himself. I don't lie to you, like, this can be preaching more than like some people in the front of a pulpit. Like, that's facts. That's facts. But let's go. Next track, VERDANSK.
I see a thing that I touch, tell me about talking stage, gotta tell her don't force it. Beef, man, pepper and salt it. Me and RJ gotta pull up, no talking trap. You ain't got a rack to your name, my bro. Brick Lane, we don't know about Shoreditch. Rental, I never insured it. M25 gotta whip that calmly.
That drop is gonna be nasty. I'm waiting for that drop.
Warzone ting, how come for a party?
Yeah.
My little nigga can't lose that cash. I drop YGs, do it like Kalani. I don't rock Gucci or Armani, please don't risk it. On the right day, man, I just frisk him. On the wrong day, I'm getting man airlifted. I'm in Hollywood Hills with a white Rolls Royce and a one brown from Compton. The Lambo park, I ain't on beating on misogyny, it's mahogany. I got bougie wood.
Hey.
Airbnb with the guys, it's a white man's face that I used to book.
Hey.
Chill with a stupid look, so it's gonna be a kettle.
This man said he used a white man's face to book Airbnb. I mean, we can understand why, being a black man. It's so unfortunate, but it's hilarious, bro. Why would you even go out there as a white man? If I was to go out as a white man, who would I be? No, I'm not doing that today.
That call me. Men try beef my doggy. Warzone ting, how come for a party? My little nigga can't lose that cash. I drop YGs, do it like Kalani. I don't squash that beef like fruit and barley. Still got a one black star like.
This record was all flex. There were many lines that I may have missed, because a lot of this can be like UK cultural context that I am missing. So if by any means there's some interesting lines that you might have caught, like, you definitely have to let me know. Like, I know Youngin, like, there was a line where it says his mom has matching whips with Youngin. I know Youngin is another artist, so I don't know, maybe he has a song called Whips, or he has something. You know what I mean? Little things like that I may have missed. Anyway, the next track is called Clash. This one is with Stormzy.
Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s, Rolexes got more than one. My AP costs 31. Me, lightly, the shortest one. On my mind, Georgia one.
He said, on my mind, Georgia one. That's funny, because Georgia Smith has the song, You Got Me On My Mind.
Tory putting in Labour, this that Jeremy Corbyn one. Awkward one, race me there, wait.
Very Labour is that Jeremy Corbyn one. That's funny. Labour Party. I know some of your politics, okay?
Left my phone and my babies. Silent mode. My guys on ride mode. Zombies surviving
He's
mode.
riding his beat, bro.
He's got a new vest, man, pop that show, no microphone. I'll ride for bro. He's next to I like typing O. The score.
It's next to I like typing O. Okay, let me look at my keyboard. That's bars. That's bars, nigga. That's bars.
6 to 1. For the kicks I love, 12.54 like 6 to 1. Babe, can't look in my
Wait,
mentions,
12.54.
that's area 51.
12.54 like 6 to 1.
So close to my pension, my left wrist is 61. My left wrist retired.
So close to my pension, my left wrist is 61.
Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s, Rolexes got more than one. My AP costs 31, millimeters 41. Stick him up with a stick.
Okay, I guess that's the hook. Okay,
Go
go be one. Hey.
Overrated one, most hated one.
Hey.
Slid round after his birthday, gave him a happy belated one.
Stormzy.
Rolly's got 21. I've been lit since 21. Girl, I need that gently one. That Savage and Fenty one. They put the new Aston Martin block, you send
Come
me
on.
back, so no need to be renting one.
Nah,
Big
bro,
Dixon.
Stormzy is not here to play, bro. That's a flex. That's a flex. She wanna go to the cinema and we just walk downstairs. Come on, man.
That's what I call morning tears.
Okay.
Then when I talk in there,
Okay.
I talk,
I got my things on more than good. Anytime that
That transition. That transition. The beat is switching back and forth. Let's go.
What are you thinking? Man's on simping. I buy a car like a pair of Jordan 4s or Jordan 1s.
Nah. Give him credit for the way he transitioned back to the hook. That's dope. Buy a pair and then pause and then Jordan once. Like, come on. This record was just telling me, you're broke. But nonetheless, it's aspirational. That's why we come here for hip hop. It's telling you how much he has accomplished. They both went back to back. All these records, man. I love those freaking brilliant one-liners. Stormzy had that very, very clever 21 Savage run when he did. He was like something 21. I got Rolly's got 21. And then I said Savage 21. I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. That's bars after bars after bars. That's what we're here for. Obviously, a predominantly drill record, a drill bounce on it. But you can hear the beat switch up in the middle of Stormzy's verse. And then you can see Dave trying to transition and give it like this back-to-back kind of feeling. We're just rapping back and forth. They were not even trying to come with a melodic hook here. And I enjoy hooks like that sound like a tight knee verse, and it was crazy. Next track is In the Fire.
have you been tried in that fire? I have bullets sing higher. I'm a Mariah and choir.
Come on, man, that beat, the way that beat came in. I know the sample was crazy, but the way that beat entered, man, oh gosh.
Don't squeeze any mess, but we admire and try and finesse kid. You can never lie to a
Who produced this, man?
Got the fire, we admire and try and finesse kid. You can never lie to a lie.
Is this Dave?
Fred got the fire, I fire for days. I got ice and rice with the cane. Me and Santan, you won't see nothing like this again. That's my young boys.
This is not Dave, but there's no credits here for this person.
Before my entrance, I took the fire exit, tried and tested, about 20 times arrested.
This is another rapper here. I'm not too privy with the voices. I need the names, man. I'm not too privy with the voices. Oh shoot. Okay, I'm seeing some people's government names that I don't recognize. I recognize Fredo is here. Every other government name here, I do not know. I do not know, man. Who's Carl Evans? Who's Milton Bigham? Bruh.
Stove and put a hope on it. Cause they don't care about our lives, I put my soul on it. I'm rich.
Fire burning while I'm watching higher learning. Guns busting, tigers turning. That's a Russian and a German. That shit.
This is Getz. I recognize Getz' voice anytime, any day. This has to be Getz.
Shells they can barely see. Me and bro raising hell. We gon' share the heat. Then put us in the same cell. We gon' share the sleep. I'm my brother's keeper. Oh, like I'm known for plumbing. Something in your chest like it's Robitussin. Word to Arsenal.
Getz, man.
I stood in front of all three dragons and heard Jakaris. And now we're jumping out G-Wagons and murking parties.
Yo,
Man
who's
are coming
this?
out with these bangers and dirty dancing.
I wish I knew the names to these rappers, man, but definitely let me know in the comment section. I probably have to do some deeper research on all of them.
I'm the author, so accustomed to the fire. I get shivers when I'm naked in the sauna. How?
I get a shiver when I'm in the sauna.
Sing it all down push. This is Moses speaking to the burning bush. I stood in front of the fire and learned to cook. Finished my verse and never heard a hook.
Hey, okay. Hi.
Jungle stick for your youngers. He's hungry, picked off the fungus. Kept humble.
Come on, the GOAT is here. Gigs. Yo, look at these surprises, man. Like, this is crazy. It's crazy.
Organizer, let me sanitize. Where's the sanitizer? Just flutter by. So cute.
I could have been deported. That's the definition of a fight or flight. You can
This is actually Dave now, right? This is Dave.
report I'm a Ronin. Blashikowski, I'm trying to score with a Polish. Pain in my eyes.
Man said Blackishkowski. I'm trying to score with the Polish. Okay, okay, bro. That's funny how Dave said that name with ease. And yet people will come here and say Adiola. This beat is snaring. Okay, that snare is snaring, bro. Okay. Now that looks like it was gonna firely transition to the next song, which is called 3 Rivers. But this was a very, very pleasant surprise of having hitters, okay? Has Fredo on this. Mix I'm not too familiar with, so I really couldn't notice his voice. But yeah, obviously Gets and Gigs here. The very heavy vocal sample was present throughout. That kind of created this atmosphere of cypher type atmosphere where rappers are coming forward to tell their own stories, their own, basically venting and airing out their own perspectives of seeing life and how they've walked through the streets and experiences that they've come through. So it was a very pleasant listen. Obviously Dave capping it off with a strong verse. I'm obviously talking about fighting deportation as a young kid, being homeless as well, and being almost taken away from his mom. A whole lot of his upbringing was still poured out here. A very, very striking line that hit me was crimes on the rise, hate on the rise, everything on the rise except my mom's pay. Like the next track we have is 3 Rivers.
Look, imagine an island where the party never ends, where it's less about money and it's more about friends. What is you ain't a Brit? They're deporting our people and it makes me sick, cause they were broken by the country that they came to fix. It's like they came.
Come on. It's a similar thing you see in the US, man, with the Build a Wall, and if you guys follow the Dreamers program as well. A lot of kids not knowing anywhere else but this place, also at risk of getting deported too. And
then you gamble again. You argue with your wife and then you sleep on the couch. You hit your children and start freezing them out. You try and work things out, but it's never the same. All the women in your household are living afraid. When you look into the mirror, you're reminded again that you become the dictator you are fighting against. It's like,
hey, that's deep. Hey, obviously I'm getting the idea so far that 3 Rivers, and I'm guessing there'll be 3 verses on the song. First verse was about the immigrant story and how people were getting deported. Second one was about soldiers who were fighting wars in the world, but yet also fighting wars within themselves and within their households as well. And we're about to get into the 3rd verse, which is supposed to be the 3rd river in this case. Crazy, man.
look, imagine a world that's fucked and untrue, where the many pay a price for the few. And every day the sun rises a little later. That's how it is when your oppressor is your liberator.
It's talking about capitalism, okay? The line where it's obviously, just by the fact that it says where many pay for the price for a few. We've seen it in many instances where the very high elites, you know, the guys on Wall Street. A simple example that one can think of is the 2008 Wall Street clash, where these Wall Street people were the ones that destroyed the stock market and the entire economy, the entire global economy at that point. But yet we're still handed over bailouts while everyone else had to start from scratch again. And
when you're at heaven's gates, what you telling the Lord? You wouldn't even let a kid into some steadier shores. That's a life they may never afford. Surely you would want to give your people chances that were better than yours.
10 years of COVID, 12,000 children.
It's the human level he's trying to bring here. He's trying to bring the human level and to see the perspective of many war-stricken areas and regions in the world, such as the Middle East, and talking about how people will go through whatever length just to make sure their family is safe and have a better life than they have. That's the immigrant story, man. That's the immigrant story for a lot of people, especially refugees from war driven countries. And a lot of these wars, you already know the imperialists that all have their hands written all over it, man.
I went to silence when I need to know who the fuck I was, bro. I say being black is an asset. I am who I am because I'm black. And I love everything about it. Feel me?
Flip the script, man.
That's who the fuck I am.
Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's flip the fucking script. Like, just switch rivers, okay? Just switch rivers, bro. That's what they said. They had to switch rivers. Being black is an asset. Obviously, that last portion of the song, the outro, felt like a transition to the next track called The System. And this has Wizkid on it. And it's like, bruh. So far, the album has been heavily centered on a nice balance between braggadocio and social commentary. And like, he is definitely leaned towards the social justice aspect of things on tracks like In the Fire, and definitely on Three Rivers. But anyway, I'm excited to check out the Wiz record, Dave and Wizkid System. Let's go.
Show me that you're wine and well. Show me that you're wine and well. Yeah. I never knew about you so well.
Okay.
Money make I kiss and tell, yeah. Only pray for love. God and peace and love. My enemies only pray for war.
If you wanna get rich, there's a million ways. Sweet chick, familiar face, wine. I got brilliant taste, wine.
Hey, let's chill. Okay, Three Rivers was such a dark song. Okay, not dark in a way like it's evil, but it was a social commentary song, social justice song, which can leave you like bummed. Okay, Dave was talking about a lot of the atrocities that was going on in the world. I was fearful going into it because thinking, man, this transition would be he get us to be, but I get it, because I actually get it. I get that the sentiment is about to look at the system too, and this system will have like a double entendre way of saying the system as at large, like the social political system, and also system in the sense of like my system, my body, whatever I'm drinking, whatever I'm catching a wine to. I like to see how they merge those words together, but I definitely see him trying to have like a double entendre with it, you know what I mean?
God and peace and love. My enemies only pray for war.
My enemies only pray for war.
There's a million ways. Sweet chick,
Now this drop
familiar
is
face,
clean.
wine.
Let's
I got
go.
brilliant taste, wine. She got brilliant ways. My girl, she bad at a Rambo, a rider, Wambasaka the Lambo, a spider.
This flow. Nah, let's run that back. That flow was wicked, bro. Wambasaka, nah.
She bad at a Rambo, a rider, Wambasaka the Lambo, a spider. My
So I they give them. One more time when she feeling it.
Where's
One more
Baba?
time when she giving
Hey.
it. One more time when she living it.
Okay.
Any of our system.
Hey.
One more time when she feeling it.
Oh shit.
One more time when she giving it.
Oh shit.
One more time when we living it.
I just caught one.
That was a very dope Wiz chorus, man. Obviously, the song is leaning towards an escape and a transition away from such dark scenes and moments and themes. Vibe. This is a vibe. Still. Hey, I want to bring it back. Nah.
One more time when we living it.
Oh no. That was a fire too. That was a fire record. That was a fire Wiz presence, man. Honestly, flowing, like, I'm listening to this in the context of the album, so trust me, at this moment, it's such a peak moment in the album. This is like immediately a flip of the script. If you listen to the album from top to bottom, this is a song that is like a pivotal moment, you know? It basically changes the tone of the album immediately. And I loved it. It was such a vibe. That was System. Next track, let's listen to Lazarus with Bodge. Ah. Come on, J5, no.
Anyone performed against me can't prosper. Imposter, I'm a villain with lead. My best friend like police Parker, I'm in the Gaza just trying to get bread. The Chinese wanna
Nah, I cannot. This is exactly what Bodge needs. This is all you need. Give it like a palm wine feel, you know? This pattern is so well.
Anyone performed against me can't prosper. Imposter, I'm a villain with lead.
Let's go.
Cost to be the boss, even though the man couldn't afford it.
Come on.
Mommy found my shank and I nearly got sick. I was gonna do more than rap don't pay, then we would have been getting it off of crack cocaine. I don't know how man could chat so brave. Little nigga
Dave is a freaking genius with this flow. I'm sorry, this is the best record so far. I'm sorry, I've said it. Ah, Bodge. Goosebumps. Chills. This is too good.
I see a man say Christ of Nazareth. Ayo, pom pom so fabulous. First round, I thought I was dead, but it brought man back to life like Lazarus.
Bro, what am I hearing? What am I hearing? This is heavenly. This is heavenly. Not the sax. Not the sax. Hey, J5. J5. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Man needed SDC on this, man. Bring SDC. Just finish it. Ah, bro. Honestly, the way Dave switched flows on this beat, it's unreal. It's unreal, man. It was so effortless for him at the same time too, man. Ah, Wiz, Bodge, and now Snoh, Aalegra. I can't. This nigga, I can't.
You keep talking, I've been silent. And now I don't mind saying how I feel.
I'm sorry, before we go any further, is Snoh on an Afrobeat tune? Like, are you hearing the bounce already?
But you could have been all that I want.
Oh. What?
I don't want no distractions. I'ma speak with my actions. Check this. I put your name on a necklace. That's a chain reaction.
Come on. Judge me. Dave is coming for summer records, man. This is a very good time to drop these, man. Like,
banking's our ability, but I'm still learning accountability.
Santander Bank's ability. I know there's a UK bank called Santander. Because you already see their commercials. So is that where his name even came from? Oh, okay, I see it. I'm actually just learning this, okay. That's crazy if that's where his name came from. Hey, yo, let me know in the comment section if that's actually where his name came from. Like, but yeah, that was Law of Attraction, silky smooth record. I'm already feeding off of the synergy right now and how Snoh rode this beat, man. This was definitely new territory for her, and I think she knocked it out of the park, man. Both Sides of a Smile. This one's with James Blake. Let's go. Oof, come on. Vocals.
I told her I don't want to argue in this car I'm in. And that's when she hit me with a, well, I don't get why you would tell me you want me to be your wifey. When you want to be Romeo, have me here for the rodeo.
He's getting his storytelling bag. Let's go. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the dramatics. This man could write a whole series like Shonda Rhimes or something, man.
I don't believe you when you gas me up and hide me, cause you're lost in these women, you fucking look nothing like me, David. You find asylum in the countries that you fly me and carry all of your guilt and designer bags that you buy me, David.
Who's voicing this?
Asking you to be someone you wasn't.
Is this Miss Banks?
Wanna fuck with the person I fell in love with, got a petite waist, sweet face. I find it.
Hey, that transition, my goodness, bro. This album is too dynamic for my brain. So many surprises coming in left, right, center. You don't know what to expect.
Just waiting for chances. Ask me if I'm taken, I said take it for granted. But you think I'm a homeboy? You won't have a house to fucking live in, cause you told me you don't listen. There's a difference in mistakes and a decision, David. The first time was the worst.
Kendrick, you have 24 hours to respond. Just saying. Those falsettos, bro.
I used to cheat with Americans for a living. I felt nervous every time I got a call from a +1. Come up off of drugs and bank scams. How the fuck you think I got the name Santan? Run up on me.
Now he just verified what I was thinking from the last track where he said Santan's banking on it, and then I remember Santander, the bank, and it was just talking about fraud here, like come up of drugs and bank scams. Like he was actually scamming banks at a younger age. That's crazy. I was like, that's how he got his name, Santan Dave. So
Feels like my luck's
beautiful.
been running out.
Beautiful album. Beautiful album.
It feels like
Both Sides of a Smile. Crazy 8-minute record. A crazy story with him and a female artist. I might look up who the female artist was, because okay, I just did a quick research. It's Sha Simone, and I followed her. I've been following her for a minute. She had a crazy viral clip that went mad, and I've been following her ever since. She's a very dope MC. Shout out to Sha Simone, man. That was crazy how she weaved into it and helped tell that story in the first part. Obviously, this is talking about the lifestyle that Dave is experiencing and how that affects his relationships, especially his romantic relationships. It's telling a story, at least from the perspective of someone in a relationship with him in this lifestyle, and saying of how he goes and finds asylum in all these countries. That basically is finding asylum, he's probably cheating on his significant other in all these places, and carries his guilt in the designer bags. So basically fills up that void and tries to run away from responsibility by flying the girl out and about and buying her designer bags. Meanwhile, he's not in the moment. He's not in the moment with the loved one. And definitely a well-written song, very poetic. I love the back and forth that he had, and that seamless transition, bro. Seamless transition from him and then both of them voicing the hooks and weaving into just her. Shout out to her, man. This was a brilliant concept, and I loved it. On part 2, a similar sentiment, a lot of self-reflection here that Dave is giving himself. He's had that line about, my girl knows I'm a fan of charity, but there's some information I'm not going to volunteer. Obviously he's speaking about the sins that he has done in this context of his relationship, and talking about how it takes such a long time to build back the trust, to come back to what it was. And we can still hear the vocalist James Blake in the background, and it was so instrumental in creating that atmosphere, man. And beautiful. It's a very brilliant song, man. Next track, 20 to 1.
20 to 1, look at the time, it's 20 to 1. I'm on a ride with the guys and we're looking for him. If we catch him, it's 20 to 1.
Okay, this is the first time Dave is getting melodic on us.
Made in the street, my nigga nearly got done for an AM. He went on a run, he was staying with me.
Hey, this man is checking a lot of boxes. It's casting a very wide net for this album. He's obviously tapping in different ranges of sounds. His versatility is scary, man. This is him reaching to that Roddy Rich kind of atmosphere, that melodic rap fan base. Is tapping into that nerve.
Through the wire and through the wall, through the sea and through the earth, through the fire and through the war, through the death and through the birth, through the pleasure and through the pain, through the drought and through the rain, through the dark and through the day, through the love and through the hate. 20 to 1, look at the time, it's 20 to 1. I'm on a ride with the guys and we're looking for 20 to 1, 20 to 1, yeah.
Crazy how he used 20 to 1, that phrase, and used it in different contexts. Used it in the sense of time, used it in the sense of a betting odd, used it in the sense of sentencing. Like, bro, that was just brilliant. That was just clear, like triple entendre with 20 to 1 there. Like, bro, this guy is a genius, man. That was crazy. 20 to 1. Sweet record. Sweet, addictive melody. This is like a diary almost, talking about love, talking about being on the streets and all of his experiences from the streets as well. So yeah, that was 20 to 1. Next track, Heart Attack.
Check what my young G's are carrying. It's blade same length as a javelin. I don't know about B-ball, what's happening, but know that it's fucked if he's traveling and we see him. I can't lie, I was the
That line. I don't know about B-ball, but it's not safe when it's traveling. Like, bro, come on.
I used to love tempting fate, but now it's tempting faces. For half my career, I was part of that. My best friend got a burner and it's looking like an artifact. Put it in your puffer or your Prada hat. Like fuck panic, that's a heart attack. Somali dad ran away from a war, now his son's in a war. That's the cycle we're in. I know niggas that.
Oh my goodness, man, the death.
I never really thought about taking a life till I found out my ex-girl's dad is abusive. I felt, how could I be a man and not do shit? I'm a friend. Most of the women that I know had shit happened to them. So innocent till guilty ain't something that I have to respect.
It's hitting those nerves and soft spots of different fabrics of society, man. Domestic violence to violence on the streets, knife crime, themes it covers, man. It's just too many.
And that affected the way that I see shit. Nightclub toilet. You peed on the seat cause you don't know how it feels when your mum's got a clean shit. And her boss treats her like she don't even mean shit. Rain and it's freezing. The miss said that you won't ever be shit. And you don't wanna cry about dad, but you need him. I grew up so fucked, but I didn't even deep it. I'm numb to the feeling of grieving. A man getting birded. African mums on the floor just screaming. It's mad car, I try so hard. Death's gotta be easy, cause life's so hard. I was 12 wishing that I was a white man hard. If I wasn't, he probably wouldn't like man's dogs. I was dead broke, fam, I could've swiped man's card. And time will wait for it, I miss my dogs. Unstable, you violate Kristen Raw, turn Chris Benoit. Have him hit from far, now fill him up with bricks. Whereas onomatopoeic, let it start when you see him. Free scales, free seeing, free my niggas till I see him. I wouldn't wanna be him. My OG's Roman, I don't need a Colosseum. You see it? Been leaking and sleep with a legend like Chrissy Teigen. Where I'm from, the word life has a different meaning. And smile in your face when a nigga's scheming.
Come on.
Me and a flaky deal.
Come on.
16 Chapel Watcher, South London.
Bruh.
Slags on the corner and influencers trying to bag them up.
This is all one verse. This is all one verse. Bro, this man's still going. How many minutes has it been? This is all one verse.
It's got sticky, had a flicky with Amelia. I mean Olivia. This ain't Libya. This ain't Syria. You act sillier. We let it seep in your skin like Nivea. Who wants to be a millionaire? I won it. Never done a game show or trivia.
I was selling tomatoes. I swear. My leg hurts. I swear.
Oh my god, the pain on this record.
Pain, I've been pain to see what he's doing to me. But don't kill him. But don't kill me.
Oh gosh. My word. Oh my goodness, man. Where can you even begin with this? A song like this? Okay. Oh, now let me just pull away from this very emotional, like, this is such a human album, man. Oh, this deserves a lot of noise. Heart Attack, come on. First off, let's talk about the structure of the song. Did this guy just rap for like 7 minutes straight? Like one verse? Just consistently all over on keys alone? And a cappella at some point. I know he pulled like 11 minutes track with Leslie from the Psychodrama album. This one just hits different, man. This cuts so deep on so many levels. The topics, the range of topics he addressed, all in this one verse. And that freaking outro, tear jerking, man. It's crazy. That would have made such an impact as an outro, but there's an extra called Survivor's Guilt. Let's get right to this one, man.
I feel the worst of my happiest cause I miss all my niggas that couldn't be in this life I built. But that's the type of shit that only I can feel. My ex has got ivory skin, which is funny cause it's really the elephant in the room. Is that enough reason to bury me in a tomb?
Hey. This man said my ex got ivory skin. Ironic cause that was the elephant in the room. If you know, like, ivory is taken from the tusk of an elephant. Ah, bro, this guy, come on, man.
Yeah, because our family would hold us back. I saw the red flags. I wouldn't want my child to grow in that. Rum and Red Bull, it's a culture clash.
It's a very, very, very dicey topics he's exploring here, man.
Worst part is I wouldn't even do the same. Hate or love it, you gotta charge it to the game.
Hey, did they say hate it or love it? You gotta charge it to the game. If you know 50 Cent and the Game song, hate it or love it. This nigga. Hey, goodness, man. Right?
Making and my house got wings like my favorite cars, and the Millie rock my favorite house.
My house got wings like my favorite cars. Come on, bro. There's levels of flex in this life. There's levels to this flex, so there's levels.
It's a shame it takes falling to your death for a person to appreciate fully the gravity of the situation.
True.
But that's just irony at its finest. Black women, I just wanna say I'm sorry.
Let me deep what he said. No. Let me deep what he said. Gravity and falling. That was crazy. Let's hear.
It's a shame it takes falling to your death for a person to appreciate fully the gravity of the situation.
That's a... Oh my goodness, man.
Black women, I just wanna say I'm sorry. I've done a lot of dumb shit, I won't lie to you. Imagine being a millionaire at tender age. We don't even know whether to spend or save. My mum had to grow up fast, she expects the same. I was 20 with a mortgage and rent to pay.
Bro, that was heavy. That was a lot. That was a crazy 3-hour session of recording my reaction to this. I don't know how I'm going to edit this video. Lord knows. This might take forever. It kind of ends abruptly. I feel like Heart Attack was a good enough outro for me. It felt much more like a closer than Survivor's Guilt did. That would be my only like pushback in terms of sequencing. Other than that, I think this was a very, very brilliantly sequenced album. Every single line on this album was a stroke of genius to paint such a vivid picture of his life and his experiences and how he views the world. This was yet another album to follow such a therapeutic album like Psychodrama. That was a therapy session, but this one just feels more like a memoir in a way, and a lot of self-reflection still is here. A lot of accountability is here. Yeah, a lot of accountability I can say for sure. Dave definitely was looking back at himself and thinking about ways he can better himself, thinking about ways he can advance or pull away from lifestyles that he wasn't so proud of. And you can also see the very, very strong theme of immigrants and immigrant story and how that relates to growing up in the UK and in other parts of the world. A lot of what he said applied to a lot of immigration plights and across the board. You can see such parallels from the US-Mexico border. You can see such parallels from refugees in war-stricken areas of the world. My favorite tracks on this would be difficult to pinpoint because it has to be between Lazarus with Budge and Heart Attack. I think those two stood out for me regardless. And trust me, I didn't hate any record here. I didn't utterly dislike any record. The only time I can say, or the only record I could say was kind of irrelevant or kind of took away from the impact that he had was Survivor's Guilt. I think it kind of took away from the punch that the album had on certain topics such as the immigrant plight, and just from the aspect of seeing the album out, I didn't think it was necessary. At this point, the album was already 40 minutes deep. He had given us a lot, and I would have been good with 11 tracks and ending at Heart Attack. But Survivor's Guilt for me felt like a really shaky way to end it. People are definitely going to compare this to his finest work, which is Psychodrama, and I think this one holds up. I think it does. I think it might be better than Psychodrama in my opinion. But that was Dave. Brilliant album. At the end of this, how would I feel? Crazy. Again, production level on this was obviously centered around the keys and just creating atmospheres for him to have the focal points, for his verses to have the focal point, to have that impact, because a lot of it is just atmospheric hip-hop, you know what I mean? It's just ambient hip-hop in the sense that it's not distractive, it's not intrusive whatsoever. Yeah, you can hear some changes and beats and some transitions just to help you keep you engaged to some point. like Heart Attack alone, you can hear it on the entire 7-minute verse that he had. Most of it was keys, and it got to the point where it was all a cappella, and it was even more impactful at that point. The less intrusive it was, the more impactful what he was saying became. And I love the production, and there's brilliant J5 moments from Lazarus and Lack of Attraction. And now for my rating on this album, Dave with the sophomore of We're All Alone in This Together. Let me know what you guys think about this particular album. How would you rate it? What were your favorite tracks? What were your least favorite? Leave it in the comment section, okay? By the way, be on the lookout for my best albums of the year so far and my best songs of the year so far. I'll be releasing those videos on my other channel, Emmanuel Winnie. So link in the description, go check that one out. Thanks so much for watching. I've been your boy Emmanuel, aka palmwinepapi. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.